got me to safety.
Winder Perez had a live, foot-long rocket-propelled grenade embedded in his left side. But even so, he kept his cool.
I tried to call in my own medevac, but I couldn't because my radio, the RPG had struck the battery in my radio.
Plain words from this baseball-loving 23-year-old native of the Dominican Republic. Perez and his fellow Marines knew the RPG could explode at any minute, but they also knew he needed medical help as soon as possible. It would become a journey of courage and even humor by so many.
We were just joking around while they were tending to me. We were there like it was nothing, you know. We're just talking.
Captain Kevin Deu's helicopter crew immediately agreed to take on the dangerous mission.
There was quite a bit of alarm amongst the crew at the time, as you can imagine.
Perez and that live rocket were just inches from 300 gallons of aviation fuel. When the helo landed, Navy Trauma Nurse Lieutenant Commander James Gennari ordered his staff to stay away.
I decided that I was going to go because, quite frankly, I am not going to ask somebody to do what I'm not going to do. It's just not going to happen.
Look at this video. Gennari, in the helmet, made a vow to Perez.
But I promise you I will not leave you till that thing is out of your leg. And he said, cool.
Gennari and an explosives expert struggled to pull the rocket out. Remember, it could have exploded at any moment. Surgeons say just a few millimeters to the left or right, and the RPG would have cut an artery. Perez would be dead. As it is, he's hanging out again with his Marine buddies.
We went out to baseball games. We did stuff buddies do back home. You know, didn't really talk much about. When we were over there, kind of just forgot about it, moved on with our lives. Hung out, you know, drank a little. Just did man stuff.
Barbara Starr, CNN, Washington.
And joining me now from Chicago is Lieutenant Commander James Gennari, the U.S. Navy nurse responsible for saving Perez's life. Thanks for joining us. First of all, welcome back home. You know, it's great to see you there, you know, live and back. You know, I spent a great deal of time, Commander, in Afghanistan, and I have some idea of what it must have been like, you know, just hot sand everywhere, not ideal conditions, dusty desert tents. Did you, so there's probably a process in your mind, although it's a very unusual situation. I mean, did you know right away you just needed to take this out? Was there a consideration, look, can we deactivate this in some way before taking it out?
Well, as I was walking out, I ran into the one general surgeon we had, Commander Andy Pelzar. He and I discussed it briefly, and the choices were two. One, we would pull it out, see if we could control the bleeding and carry on from there. Or two, we would send out the one general surgeon we had with an OR tech and a nurse anesthetist or an anesthesiologist and see if they'd surgically remove it. It seemed prudent to try plan A first because, quite frankly, one of two things was going to happen. It was either going to come out or it was going to blow up. If it didn't blow up, then we could get it out or at least dislodge it enough that then surgical intervention could be used. But we only had the one surgeon and we had more nurses than myself, so I guess it was kind of a mathematical thing.
No, it's still just an unbelievable story. Right from when I heard it, you're back home now, safe and sound in Chicago, as I pointed out. As you've told the story to your family and to your friends, what's been their reaction to it? And let me add this to it: would you do it again if the same sort of situation happened?
Answered the second question first. Yeah, I would do it again. You know, would I? Yeah, I would do it again. And the first question is a lot of my family and friends, they call me a hero and all that, but my wife really summed it up. We've been married 25 years, and when I called her on the phone from Afghanistan and told her what had happened about 2 weeks later, she said, well, that doesn't surprise me. She pretty much said it that way, too.
She knows the kind of person you are.
It's not,
you know,
she does.
It's an amazing thing. You've been an ER nurse, as you told me earlier, you know, just your whole professional life. And, you know, I think as an ER nurse in the States, I mean, of course, you're in these types of situations all the time, but not when your own life and the life of your staff is also at risk. So it's worth pointing that out again, just how incredible a situation this was. it was an actual live munition in this soldier's body that you removed, potentially at great risk to yourself. So I applaud you, sir, with a lot of respect. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
We also got an update now on another big story we've been following, Proposition 29.